You can see my screen, right?
Yes, it is visible.
Yes. So controlling area. So controlling area is an important aspect when it comes to particularly for the two structures. When if I talk about the enterprise structure, then I need the controlling area to be mapped for the company code. And then when I talk about the organization structure, then the cost center. Whenever I create the cost center object, so I was asking, what is the cost center object? What is the object ID of cost
K.
center? K, right?
K.
It it's been asked in interview a lot, so that's why I'm again wanted to. So the cost center object K can only be created can only be created for a valid controlling area. For a valid controlling area. Okay. So this part. Now, what do I need to create a controlling area? To create a controlling area, to create a controlling area, I need to have the three things. To create a controlling area, I need to have the three things. So controlling area is always created, controlling area is generally always created for chart of accounts. Like you have to have a valid chart of accounts, and you need to have a FI variant. Okay, so once again, we are performing this step. Generally, it's not the SAP HCM step, but these are more related to the SAP FI, finance side of things. Okay, but generally, when you go onto the mid level or when you go onto the senior level, then you have to know some of those things. Like, okay, what is the chart of account? Okay, what is the FI variant? Okay, what is the financial reporting or the symbolic account? So, but since we are implementing the system, but SAP system is connected in such a way that you have to have some of the FICO related or finance related things in place so that you can do all of the configuration in HR. Okay, because see again, when we run the payroll, then we should not get any kind of error. So that's why we have to maintain all of those prerequisite steps as of now. Okay, so it's important, otherwise you would not be able to make any kind of changes in the company code. And then what you need is the controlling standard variant, or can simply say controlling standard. So this you can create, and these two parts, whenever you select the chart of account or whenever you select the FI variant, you have to be make sure that okay, this is India specific. FI variant, or which is generally known as the fiscal year variant, you have to select, like let's say in India the fiscal year generally works from April to March. Okay, but if we are doing any kind of a US related implementation, the fiscal year generally is there from January to December. So it's different for different countries. That's why we maintain the fiscal year variant. Okay, so now let's see how to create a controlling area. Um, so the steps to create a controlling area, I'll mention the steps over here again, like again IMG, SPRO, one second, sorry, SPRO, IMG reference screen, IMG reference screen, and after that SPRO, SAP reference IMG screen, and then we have to go into the controlling. There is a thing which is called as a controlling, and in controlling we generally go for the general controlling. So general controlling, and in general controlling you can go into the organization, and in that you can go into the maintain controlling area. Maintain controlling area. So let's go into the maintain controlling area. And again, we have to go into the maintain controlling area and then okay, so whenever you see any kind of field like this in your system, generally what happens, sometimes you see there is a difference in the screen is different in like various of other systems, but the steps are generally the same. So if you get any controlling area which is India specific, then you can also take that one. Like in this case, I can see there is an India specific controlling area. So if I want, I can take this one as well. But let's say we want to learn how to create the controlling area. So let's learn it from scratch only. So to create a controlling area, I will keep the cursor on it. It should be onto the basic data itself. You don't have to go onto this part as of now. So just keep it on basic data, go on to the new entries. Once you are into the new entries, give the name to the name of the controlling area. Let's say in this case, we have our company code. What is our company code that I have created in my system? So we are doing it for Vemuda Life Software India, right? So let's say we name it as CC controlling area for VS. Okay, so there is no entry. So we can take this entry if there is an entry. So we cannot take that entry. So now we are mentioning controlling area VS VM soft. Okay, you can keep this field as blank. Now here in this case, during our practice session, you always have to select this one, cross company code cost accounting. What it means is that कि देखो, अगर मैं एक ही कंट्रोलिंग एरिया दो दो कंपनी कोड को असाइन करना चाह रहा हूं तो आई विल कीप दिस वन, क्रॉस कंपनी कोड कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग. अगर मैं चाह रहा हूं कि एक ही कंट्रोलिंग एरिया एक कंपनी कोड को ही असाइन होना चाहिए, उसके अलावा किसी और कंपनी कोड को असाइन नहीं होना चाहिए, देन आई विल कीप इट द दिस वे. But you have to keep into this part, otherwise the system will behave differently when you select this one. So just keep this one as of now for the practice purpose. Currency type, again, in this case, take 10 or whatever. This one you can take anything, like generally. But make sure if you get any kind of an India option over here, or you can simply select company code currency if you get this option in your system. Or like any point of time, if you don't, if you get some different options in your system, since then you can reach out to me any point of time. Like, okay, what should I maintain in this case, or generally here I will select India. INR. And chart of account, see, chart of account generally you can take anything, but make sure that it is an India related chart of account. So like in this case, if I go over there and see what are the available chart of accounts to me, see this part again, if you don't get any India related option, reach out to me. Then what I can do, we can see how to create the chart of account also. But as of now, I don't want to stretch too much of finance things, so that's why I just wanted to keep it simple. Either ways, nobody asks this thing in the interview. They only see, okay, uh, what do you mean by the controlling area, and how generally we can use the controlling area to create the cost centers. So this part to create a controlling area is generally an FI consultant job in every company. So in this case, let's say we can take the controlling area, we can take the fiscal year variant as, let's say April, March, what are the standard entries? Let me see if anything. Let's take before period. See, people have created their own configurations onto the finance side PVR like things. Just to be make sure that we select a valid option. Otherwise,
So we cannot use the filter option here.
we can use the filter option, but what happens is like see, generally the fiscal year variant configuration is same as the backend. I cannot filter based onto the description like April, March, but there were the less options, so I thought to go in this way. But you can use filter option if you want. So again, controlling standard CAVS, let's say 001 something. So now make sure that whatever you create in your system, just to note it down what you have created for all of those entries. If you won't note it down, then it will be difficult. So like in this case, I've created controlling standard area as this one. Fiscal year variant that I've taken is AU. And in this case, the chart of account name that I've taken is CAIN. CAIN. And the controlling area name that I've given is CAVS. So just be very, very sure that, okay, what are the entries that I've saved. Otherwise, you would not be able to find it out afterwards. Then it will become difficult outside borders. Okay, so like since I'm noting it down over here, so that why I'm noting this one, because see, in future if I want to create a cost center, then I should know what was the controlling area that I did the configuration for. See, it has to be the same. जो मैं कंट्रोलिंग एरिया एंटरप्राइज स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर कंपनी कोड को असाइन करूंगा, वही कंट्रोलिंग एरिया से ही मुझे कॉस्ट सेंटर भी क्रिएट करना है, नहीं तो सिस्टम मुझे एरर देगा. सो इन दिस पार्ट वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल कि जो भी मैं कंट्रोलिंग एरिया क्रिएट करूं, कंपनी कोड should use the same controlling area, and then the cost center object should use the same controlling area. एंड आगे जाके कुछ और कॉन्फ़िगरेशंस होती है, जैसे कि सिंबॉलिक अकाउंट क्रिएट करना पड़ता है. तो इवन इन द सिंबॉलिक अकाउंट द कंट्रोलिंग एरिया विल बी द सेम. सो दिस इज द बैकबोन ऑफ द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन when it comes to the FI side. These things has to be the same whenever I will perform anything like India related जितने भी मैं configuration करूँगा.
What is symbolic account?
This I will explain later, but this account is generally used for wage type postings. अभी वेज टाइप क्या होता है कि देखो एसएपी में वेज टाइप क्या होता है, इट्स वन ऑफ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पेरोल टॉपिक. कोई भी एंटिटी जनरली अगर पेमेंट से रिलेटेड है या डिडक्शन से रिलेटेड है, सो दैट एंटिटी हैज टू बी कैप्चर्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वेज टाइप. ओके, सो वेज टाइप इज नथिंग. वेज टाइप is, we can say that, okay, in SAP payments and deductions are stored in the form of wage type. Simple. This is as simple definition that I can provide. Payments and deduction in SAP are stored in the form of wage type. सो वेज टाइप को जब भी हम वेज टाइप बनाते हैं तो उसके लिए एक सिंबॉलिक अकाउंट होना चाहिए. एंड दिस वी विल सी इनटू द पेरोल पार्ट. आई डोंट वांट दिस वन टू बी ब्रॉट अप ओवर हियर, बट आई विल एक्सप्लेन दिस पार्ट in the payroll while configuring the wage type. But just as of now, keep this one in the mind that okay, company code and cost center, and इसके अंदर जो controlling area होता है, it has to be the same whatever I'm creating over here, or like whatever you will create in your system. So document type, again, I don't need a document type, but if we want, we can assign a document type. Let's see what are the different document types which are available. PPL. Yeah, we don't need a document type once. can save this one. Yes, can take it into any of the transport. Okay, so you can follow this recording and make sure to follow the same steps as it is. Like you can give the name of your own controlling chart of account or whichever you get it in the options table. Not necessarily that CIN should be there, and you can select your own fiscal year variant, and then you can enter. You can create this with your own naming convention. But just make sure to select this one, cross company code cost accounting. So this is safe. And now what I need to do is like this controlling area now that I have created, I have to perform the validity of this controlling area for the year on year generation. हर साल के लिए मुझे ये controlling area को generate करना पड़ेगा. So let's say we want to do it for the next 5 years. So to do that, again, I'll go back and I'll explain this part again. So we have created this controlling area. Either we can go back, now select this controlling area that I've created, and then we can go on to this one, active components control indicator. या अगर मैं इसको open भी करके रखूंगा तो यहाँ से भी जा सकता हूँ. But if in case if you are altogether back, then select this one and click on to active component control indicators. So in this one, you have to go new entries. Okay, one second. Let me see what happened. SPRO. No company code assigned to the controlling area CAVS. Okay. So okay, it is giving us the error that कि अभी तक के उसके ऊपर कोई company code assign नहीं हुआ है. तो okay, that step we will take it later. Now let's try to understand the okay. This is the step number 1 कि अपन को controlling area को create करना था. So step number 1 happened. Now the step number 2 is that okay. जो भी मैंने कंट्रोलिंग एरिया क्रिएट किया है दैट इज असाइन द ओके असाइन द चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट्स दैट इज इन दिस केस CAIN as an example. And FI variant that is AU किसको असाइन करना है मुझे? I have to assign this to a company code. कौन सी कंपनी कोड मैंने क्रिएट की थी वो मेरे को उस पर असाइन करना है. So I'll check it which company code I have created. So we have created, so this is the personal structure, and again we have created VSIN as the company code, VSIN. Okay, Canada पे मैं नहीं करूँगा because this is the India related configurations that I am doing. अगर मैं VSCA की भी configuration करना चाह रहा हूँ तो उसके लिए मुझे अलग से एक Canada related controlling area create करना पड़ेगा. This controlling area is specifically to India, all the INR related calculations. So to do that, as a part of the step number 2, VSIN. So to do this part, we will use a T code which is called as OBY6. So let's go on to this T code, OBY6, and here I will go on to the position and I'll search my company code VSIN. And this is my company code. I'll double click this one. And यहाँ पे मुझे ये सारी की सारी एंट्रीज नहीं भरनी है, मुझे सिर्फ खाली चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट देना है और फिस्कल ईयर वेरिएंट देना है. कौन सा देना है? अच्छा, यहाँ पे मैं चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट और फिस्कल ईयर वेरिएंट वही दूंगा जो इस कंट्रोलिंग एरिया का था. आई वुड नॉट गिव एनी अनदर चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट और फिस्कल ईयर वेरिएंट. जो कंट्रोलिंग एरिया मैंने क्रिएट किया है उसी का ही दूंगा मैं. देन ओनली आई कैन गेट दोज ऑप्शंस. CAIN and fiscal year variant AU. Save. So now I will go back to that table again. Now we will take that as a step number 3. So step number 3 is an SPRO, and I'll go into the controlling again. General controlling, organization, maintain controlling area, and maintain controlling area. So from here, the steps will be the same. Till here, we are following the same steps. Now in this step, select your controlling area. Select your controlling area. In this case, I'm putting an example like we have created CAVS. So we'll select our controlling area, CA star, here it is. And now go on to the active components control indicator. Let me see if it is allowing. One second. CA star. Okay, so let's first do this thing. Let's assign assignment of company code. And then click assignment of company code. So we'll first assign a company code to this controlling area. So I've selected this one and I'm clicking on to assignment of company codes. So in assignments of company code, you can see that I don't have any entries. अभी तक के इस controlling area पे किसी भी company code को assign नहीं किया गया है. So we'll create new entries. And see, यहाँ पे जब भी मैं scroll down कर रहा हूँ, तो why is it that I'm getting only this option? अच्छा, अब ये देखो फिर से मैं OBY6 को open कर रहा हूँ. /o OBY6. Okay. So see in OBY6, see in OBY6 मेरे पास में इतनी सारी company code हैं. All of these are the company codes which are available in OBY6. So many of them are India specific and then some of them are some other country specific. But why am I getting only the one entry over here? एक ही entry मुझे क्यों दिख रही है?
Because now we are doing for that company.
But how? How did the system understand that okay कि एक ही company code आना चाहिए उसके अंदर?
Because of the controlling area.
No, see, देखो यहाँ पे VSIN के अंदर मैंने क्या असाइन किया हुआ है? Chart of account, CAIN and AU. So it is actually filtering based on to the chart of account and fiscal year variant. ये देखो यहाँ पे chart of account and fiscal year variant.
Yeah.
तो इसका मतलब ये है कि ये chart of account और ये fiscal year variant जो मैंने select किया है, इससे related सिर्फ एक ही entry है. See, try to understand. देखो इसका भी chart of account और fiscal year variant यही है इस controlling area का, और इस कंपनी कोड का भी चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट और फिस्कल ईयर वेरिएंट यही असाइन किया है अपन ने OBY6 में. सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज द इम्पोर्टेंट स्टेप कि जब भी आप कोई कंपनी कोड को आपको कंट्रोलिंग एरिया में असाइन करना है, सो दोनों का चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट और फिस्कल ईयर वेरिएंट सेम होना चाहिए, तभी वो वर्क करेगा, तभी वो यहाँ पे ऑप्शन देगा, अदरवाइज वो ऑप्शन नहीं देगा. So since we like for an example, how should I explain you further? Like let's say there is this another company code. Okay, मेरे को नहीं मालूम ये किसने क्रिएट किया है X100. I'll double click it and I'll open it. तो देखो इसमें इन्होंने चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट्स और फिस्कल ईयर वेरिएंट असाइन नहीं किया है. बट लेट्स डू सम एक्सपेरिमेंट. आई एम कमिंग आउट ऑफ दिस टेबल क्योंकि इसके पहले वो मुझे अलाउ नहीं करेगा एडिट करने को. तो अब देखो, अब ये वाला जो कंपनी कोड है ना, इसके अंदर भी एक काम ये करते हैं। कौन सा है ये? X100। सो लेट्स गो इनटू द चेंज मोड। X100। अब देखो X100 के अंदर भी लेट्स डू दिस थिंग, लेट्स पुट द सेम चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट, लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस। CAIN. See, in SAP, lot of the things are the experimental games. अब मैं कंपनी यहाँ पे नहीं भी डालूंगा तो भी चल जाएगा, कोई इसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। सो लेट्स से अब ये मेरे को नहीं मालूम किसने क्रिएट किया था, बट दिस इज एन इंडिया रिलेटेड कंपनी, सो आई कैन डू द इंडिया रिलेटेड एक्सपेरिमेंट विद दिस कंपनी। नाउ आई एम अगेन गोइंग इनटू द ओके, मेरे को इसके इस वाली टेबल में से बाहर आना पड़ेगा। आई हैव मेड द चेंजेस। मेंटेन कंट्रोलिंग एरिया, and I'll select the one I've created, CAVS, and assignment of company code, new entries. See, now I get the two entries. Now I'm getting the two entries.
Yes.
क्यों? क्योंकि चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट और वो फिस्कल ईयर वेरिएंट इसका भी मैंने चेंज कर दिया। Now it's the same for this company with this controlling area. So we'll stick to our original company code, सारा के सारा जिसके लिए अपन configuration कर रहे थे. So we'll stick to our original company code. We'll select this one and we'll save it. So this gets saved. So in the second step, assign the created company code, example VSIN, to controlling area and save it. And save it. So this is the third step. So now we have saved this one. I'll go back again. And now I will again select this one, CAVS, and now I will try to go on to the activate components and control indicator. New entries. And now I can do the new entries. So this is our next step, which is the step number 4, कि एक बार company code assign हो जाए, like after performing all of those configurations. See, this is the configuration कि this may never be asked to you in an interview, but क्या होता है कि जब आपको bare bone system मिलता है, जब आपको demo system मिलता है, तो आप कहीं पे भी जाके किसी भी vendor से कोई सा भी demo system ले लोगे, but if you know the steps, ये controlling area वाली specifically, then you can build your entire HR structure over there without any hassle. आपको किसी के आगे जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि okay, how can I hire the employees या फिर how can I perform the next set of configurations. These are the base level configurations. So maintaining controlling area and assign, activate components and control indicators. Activate components and control indicators. So in this one, again I'll go back. I'll go into the new entries यहाँ पे जाने के बाद में, and just make sure to select the field as it is with what I'm selecting. Okay, let's do the configuration. Let's start the configuration from 2018. That okay. अब देखो सारा के सारा मैंने हायरिंग जो है 2020 से चालू करने वाला हूँ, एंटरप्राइज स्ट्रक्चर भी मेरे 2020 से वैलिड होंगे, so that's why I'm taking the fiscal year variant from 2018. So you have to be very very sure that okay, it is available generally for next 10 years, 20 years, or maybe 5 years till we are performing this configuration. Component active, order management component active, commit management component active. This we can keep it as non-active, and like generally ये सारा के सारा ऐसे ही रहेगा उस आपके सिस्टम में भी और किसी और सिस्टम में भी. So just make sure to select it as it is. Okay, we don't need this one, and then variances, and yeah, I think so we are done. So just keep this one as it is. Save. Critical transport indicators, data saved. Okay. Do we need to select activity type? No, we don't. Okay. Go back. Go back. So see, now this controlling area is now available for 2018. Similarly, I want this controlling area to be available for next 10 years, let's say. So I'll copy it. For 19, I want this available. I'll copy this again. Same entries, I want it available for 2020 as well. I'll copy this one again. Same entries, I want it available for 21 as well. I'll copy this one again. Same entries, I want it available for 2022 as well. I'll copy this again. 23. Copy. 24. Copy. 25. Copy. 26. Copy. 27. Copy. Oops. Delete this one. 28. Copy. Save. Save. Okay. Now I will see that, okay, if any year has been left out or not. So okay, I want to let's do this thing. Let's copy this for 2017 as well. Let's copy this for 2016 as well. This needs to be available for like 10-20 years so that whenever we perform any configuration, we generally won't feel any hurdle while hiring any employee or doing stuff like that. 2013, 2012, 2011, 2010. So we are taking the entries from 2010 to 2028. Save. Create the entries for 10 to 15 years with the same steps, with the same number of checkboxes which I have like activated over here, the same types of components. Okay, so this one is done. So mainly our controlling area is done, but there is one last step into this one, which is the step number 5, which like we generally also have to maintain versions. Maintain versions. And controlling area, okay, let me put it in this way. The newly created controlling area, the newly created controlling area has to be extended, has to be created for same 10-15 years, for same 10-15 years for planned version 0 as well. For planned version 0 as well. So how to do that? I'll go back and I'm in the SPRO again, the same steps, but यहाँ पे ये जो maintain versions हैं यहाँ पे मैं जाऊँगा, बट ये maintain versions के पहले भी एक और चीज़ important है जो मुझे चेक करना पड़ेगी, which is that जब भी मैं implementation करता हूँ तो personal management के अंदर, global settings के अंदर there is this thing which is known as plan version maintenance. Okay, this is a one-time step. You don't have to do it again and again. So in this plan version maintenance, मेरे को एक चीज़ देखनी पड़ेगी. ये मैं यहाँ पे जाके click करूँगा. So make sure only the current plan is active. Make sure only the current plan version is active. No other one should be active. Only the current plan should be active. अगर ये एक्टिव नहीं होगा तो फिर मैं इसको एक्टिव कैसे करूंगा? सो फॉर दैट आई विल गो ऑन टू द सेट एक्टिव प्लान वर्जन, एंड सेट एक्टिव प्लान वर्जन के ऊपर आई कैन सिलेक्ट कि कौन से प्लान वर्जन को एक्टिव करना है यहाँ से. Everything will be same. I have to select, let's say I want to do it for 02. So I'll select 02 and save the entries. I'll select 02 and save the entries. But मैं तो यही चाह रहा था कि वो प्लान वर्जन 01 पे ही रहे, तो 01 पे अवेलेबल है, so I don't need to make any changes. This is just to see that if the plan version is 01 or not. If it is not 01, then in that case you have to make the entries.
So why so?
सी जनरली कुछ इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऐसे होते हैं कि इट हैज़ टू बी डन फॉर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट ओ एम वर्जन्स, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मैनेजमेंट वर्जन्स. तो जनरली उस केस में क्या होता है कि कंट्रोलिंग एरिया के कॉन्फ़िगरेशंस को थोड़ा सा ट्वीक करना पड़ता है और अलग तरीके से लेना पड़ता है. तो जैसे कि फॉर एन एग्जांपल उस केस में मैं क्या करता हूँ कि बाइफर्केशन कर देता हूँ कि भाई मेरे पास में कंपनी कोड 1 है, कंपनी कोड 1 है, एक है मेरे पास में कंपनी कोड 2. सो कंपनी कोड 1 शुड बी द पार्ट ऑफ दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मैनेजमेंट. Organization management, let's say A, and company code 2 should be the part of organization management B. So in this case controlling area तो दोनों के इसमें सेम ही होगा, but there are different plan versions I have to maintain. So let's say एक का मैंने plan version A डिसाइड किया, एक का मैंने plan version B डिसाइड किया. सो उस केस में कंट्रोलिंग एरिया सेम होने के बावजूद भी मुझे इसके लिए भी 10-15 ईयर्स तक के का वो करना पड़ेगा एक्सटेंशन, एंड फिर इसके लिए भी मुझे 10-15 ईयर्स का एक्सटेंशन करना पड़ेगा. अगेन वेयर कैन आई क्रिएट ऑल दोस प्लान वर्जन्स? आई कैन क्रिएट द प्लान वर्जन्स हियर. ये पर्सनल मैनेजमेंट में जाके, पर्सनल मैनेजमेंट के अंदर देयर इज दिस थिंग कॉल्ड विच इज ग्लोबल सेटिंग्स एंड प्लान वर्जन, एंड मेंटेन प्लान वर्जन्स के अंदर जाके मैं यहाँ पे प्लान वर्जन्स क्रिएट कर सकता हूँ. जैसे किसी ने applicant link enabling करके कुछ create करके रखा हुआ है, I can create like, let's say something like 0A 0B, and then to activate that plan version, to set that plan version मैं यहाँ पे जाके configuration कर सकता हूँ. So जब भी मैं फिर configuration करने बैठूंगा ना, तो अगर लेट्स से कि अगर मेरे को कंपनी कोड और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मैनेजमेंट का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करना है, ये वाला पूरा के सारा इससे रिलेटेड कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करना है, तो मुझे मेक श्योर करना पड़ेगा कि प्लान वर्जन ए सिलेक्टेड है कि नहीं है. अगर मुझे ये वाला सारा के सारा कॉन्फ़िगरेशन बिठाना है सिस्टम के अंदर, तो पहले मुझे प्लान वर्जन को भी चेंज करना पड़ेगा, फिर ये सारा के सारा कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करना पड़ेगा. सो generally most of the companies they don't use the different plan versions, they generally keep it under one only, but there is this facility available in SAP if we want to do it in this way. So we keep the plan versions जो भी default आता है provided by SAP, which is the current plan version only, and we don't change it as of now. So again I'm going on to the last step of the controlling area, which is extending the 10-15 years for the plan version 0 as well for my controlling area जो मैंने create किया है यहाँ पे CAVS. So वो कैसे करेंगे? I'll go on to the controlling again. I'll go on to the general controlling, and in general controlling again I will go on to the organization, and here I can see the maintain versions. So these are the same versions. यहाँ पे जो मैं versions बनाऊंगा personal management में, ये वो same ही versions है, कुछ इसमें different नहीं है. सिर्फ ये है कि ये versions जो मैंने नीचे बनाए हुए होंगे उसको मेरे को इस controlling area के लिए map करना है. So maintain versions. And see now at this point of time I can see that okay, there is a version 0 as well and plan version 1 as well, but always select 0 in this case. And settings for each fiscal year, you can go on to this site, settings for each fiscal year, and then here you have to select your controlling area. So my controlling area is CAVS and version 0. This needs to be maintained, otherwise the system won't be able to save the entries. Okay. So how it needs to be done, let's say. So let's say let me do it for first of all 2024, and in this case we'll select integrated planning, copying allowed, exchange type instead of cost planning we will select M. M is always available in every system. So value we don't need any kind of a date or anything over here. Integrated planning 0. Mm, let me see if anything else. Yeah, we don't need to do anything else apart from this one, so we can save this one as it is. Yeah, you have to create a spool generally in system to save it. So you can check कि अगर कोई spool कोई भी एक output device अगर होगा तो उसको select कर लेना. It generally again I will give you an example, like आप यहाँ पे star select कर लो या फिर ये scroll down select कर लो, यहाँ पे फिर आप आके star select कर लो तो it will give you all the options which are available. So मेरे सिस्टम में स्टैंडर्ड ऑप्शन दो ही अवेलेबल हैं, बट कोई सा भी ऑप्शन अपन सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, ये कर लूँ वो कर लूँ, या आपके सिस्टम में जो हो वो भी आप कर सकते हो. जनरली इट डिफाइंस एन आउटपुट डिवाइस. सेव दिस वन. सेव. सो execute and refresh. Okay, it is done. Go back. I have to go back again. I have to follow the steps again क्योंकि it generally sends me out. Again the same plan version, settings for fiscal year variant, CAVS, and now I can see that ये जो 2024 के लिए अपन ने changes किए थे, these are active now. Integrated planning, copying M, and similarly I will copy these changes, and now I will create these changes for 2023 with the same entries. Let's save. Again I will copy this one for 2022. Again I will copy this one for 2021. Again I will copy this one 2020. And this you need to do only one point of time only. ये बार बार ये वाली चीज़ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती. It's just a one time configuration ताकि जो भी अपन सिस्टम में कॉन्फ़िगर करें उसको रिलेटेड कोई एरर नहीं आए. जनरली द फाइनेंस पीपल आर द वन जिनको ये कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करनी पड़ती है. एवरी ईयर दे हैव टू एक्सटेंड द कंट्रोलिंग एरिया. Save. Okay, again I don't want these entries, so सबसे पहले मैं इसको delete कर देता हूँ, फिर मैं इसको वापस से extend कर देता हूँ with okay, it's not allowing me to delete it, so ठीक है उसको change कर देते हैं. got stuck somewhere. Okay, I think so. This step मेरे ख्याल से it will gonna go over there and take some time, but generally इसको इसी तरीके से करना है. Is like whenever you have your controlling area created, you have to keep the plan version and जाके उसकी you have to maintain the same entries for those one as well. अगर spool ask करता है तो you can save it, you can select any spool, वो generally save करने के लिए allow कर देगा. You would not get any problem with that. Okay, so once I'll extend it later for the upcoming years, that is 2025, 26, 27, 28, but it has to be done in the same way. But now let's go and let's see how do we create the. यहाँ पे मैं steps mention करूँ क्या इसकी? It's the same. It'll either way will be there in the recording. So in the maintain controlling area, apart from maintain controlling area, we'll go into the maintain versions. Maintain versions. And this is a note. Use case of various controlling area. Use case of various version. Use case of various plan versions. Now, how to create cost centers. Again, cost center is an object K जो कि हमको organization structure के लिए create करना होता है. So to create a cost center, we will utilize a T code which is known as case 01. So we can simply go into the case 01 and we can type down the name जो भी अपन को cost center create करना है and the validity period. Let's say I want the cost center to be active from let's say 2020 only. So what is our company name? VSIN. VSIN cost center for let's say Maharashtra. So all the positions that I'm having in Maharashtra, first let's set up the controlling area over here as make sure just the controlling area is CAVS only and VSIN cost center for Maharashtra. So this is the cost center number 1 that I'm creating. This is the cost center number 1 which is for Maharashtra. Zero one from 2020. I'll hit enter and I'll give the same name or let's say I can say VS India cost center for MH. Similarly, I can put it over here for Maharashtra. And here I will decide, I can give anything over here. Generally it doesn't has to be given or like, but generally kya hota hai, in a real time environment, you create a cost center that okay, who will be the system administrator who will be responsible for the cost center. But like in a demo system, you can give any type of a text. Uh, doesn't need to be any particular one. So here I can select any field just for the education purpose, that okay, this cost center will be utilized in production or in logistics or where it will get utilized. So I can select any field. Let's select like generally administrator. Hierarchy area is again, I'll scroll down and automatically the hierarchy area will come. This is the same hierarchy area which I have maintained over here, that is CAVS 001. So it is getting fetched up from the controlling area that we have mentioned. And currency, make sure to select the currency same with the matching currency of CAVS. If you're doing the implementation for Canada, even let's say for the like other purpose, or let's say for US, then in that case you have to make sure that the whatever the currency is there for controlling area, you just maintain the same currency for your cost centers also. So that's it. You don't need to maintain anything. You just hit enter and enter again and save this one, and it got saved. And similarly, I want to maintain it for Gujarat as well. So GJ, hit enter. This one is for Gujarat. This one is for everything will be same, and same again the INR currency. Hit enter, enter, save. Let's say I want to create it for Karnataka as well. Save. So these are the three cost centers that I've created as of now. Now, what I will do, I will assign the same cost centers in the organization structures that I've created. So for that, I'll go into the PPOM underscore old, and I will select my organization structure from here. Or if I have the object ID, or if I want to search it, I can also search it through the help of research. So there is this one. So this is my organization structure. Now let's see which are the positions that are available over here. To see the positions, what I will do, I will go to staff assignment. And now I can see that there are some positions which are available. Okay. And okay, leave this position as of now behind. We'll create a separate cost center for the executive level positions. But let's say now we have a couple of positions which are there in Gujarat, and now we want to assign a cost center for all of the positions. So cost center का मतलब basically ये है कि इन positions को hold करने वाले जितने भी employee होंगे, उनकी जो फाइनेंशियल एक्टिविटीज होगी, जैसे उनको सैलरीज देना, उनका डिडक्शन करना, वो सारा के सारा डेटा उस कॉस्ट सेंटर के अंदर सेव होगा एट अ फाइनेंस साइड, कि व्हाट इज द कॉस्टिंग एलिमेंट फॉर ऑल ऑफ दोज एम्प्लॉयज. अगर मैं चाहूँ तो कॉस्ट सेंटर सेपरेटली एम्प्लॉयज को भी असाइन कर सकता हूँ, हर एक एम्प्लॉय को. अगर मैं इस पूरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन यूनिट को ही एक कॉस्ट सेंटर असाइन कर देता हूँ तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो सारी पोजीशंस को असाइन हो जाएगा. So let's see how to assign the cost center. Let's say I have decided that okay, this is the organization unit, and I want to assign a cost center of Gujarat to this organization unit. So let's see how do we do that. We'll select this org unit. We'll go on to go to, and then we will go on to the account assignment. There is this field which is known as account assignment. Let's go into the account assignment, and let's select this field again. This entire org unit. मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ कि इस पूरी org unit को एक ही cost center मुझे assign करना है, and वो सारा के सारा cost center automatically सारी के सारी positions को assign हो जाएगा. So to do that, I will select this one. I'll go, अभी देखो account assignment में मैं हूँ. I'll go onto the master cost center, and in the master cost center, I will search the cost center that I have created. सो ऑटोमेटिकली कंट्रोलिंग एरिया है तो मालूम पड़ जाएगा मुझे उसके अंदर कितने कॉस्ट सेंटर आ रहे हैं, क्योंकि मैंने अभी तक के 3 ही कॉस्ट सेंटर क्रिएट किए हैं इस कंट्रोलिंग एरिया के लिए. So I'll put star and now I can see there are 3 cost centers which I have created. So let me select Gujarat one because I'm assigning it to the Gujarat. And let's say the validity period, again I'm 0101 2020. Just be very very sure with the validity period. Save. Save. So you can see there is this object K now. Object K. So this object K is assigned to this particular org unit. So इसका मतलब ये है कि अब मैं जितनी भी पोजीशन है इसके लिए एम्प्लॉयज को हायर कर सकता हूँ, and all of the positions will generally have the cost, this particular cost center as a part of their reference. So I'll let me see if I can pull it up, some employee. देखो अगर मेरे को एम्प्लॉय रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन SAP में देखनी होती है तो आई सी इट इन PA20 एंड आई एम ओपनिंग वन सिस्टम. ये एक रेफरेंस एम्प्लॉय है. ये एक दूसरा इम्प्लीमेंटेशन मैंने किसी और के लिए किया था. बट कैन यू सी दिस कॉस्ट सेंटर इज असाइंड टू दिस एम्प्लॉय. इस एम्प्लॉय को ये कॉस्ट सेंटर यहाँ पे असाइंड है,
Yes.
दिस वन. सो दैट्स हाउ द फाइनल प्रोडक्ट विल लुक एक्चुअल में. जब भी आप एम्प्लॉय का रिकॉर्ड फैचअप करोगे तो उसके अंदर आपको कॉस्ट सेंटर दिखाएगा, आपको पर्सनल एरिया दिखाएगा, आपको एम्प्लॉय ग्रुप सब ग्रुप दिखाएगा, आपको कंट्रोलिंग एरिया भी दिखाएगा कि कौन से कंट्रोलिंग एरिया को वो बिलोंग करता है. एंड ये जनरली ये सारी के सारी चीज़ों से लिंकअप होगा. ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन यूनिट ये पोजीशन से लिंकअप होगा एंड दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की से लिंकअप होगा. So whenever you generally actually may why we create a person enterprise structure, employee structure and organization structure is because we have to create the entire organization assignment, which is the very very important info type, which is the info type number 1, organization assignment. So to fill up all of that कि ठीक है ये एम्प्लॉय किस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को बिलोंग करेगा या फिर व्हाट विल बी द एंटरप्राइज स्ट्रक्चर या फिर इसका पेरोल एरिया क्या आएगा, we have to do all of those structures first just to satisfy the organization structure, organization assignment only. Okay, so that's how you create cost center and that's how you assign the cost centers. So you can follow this recording while creating and after 2-3 attempts it will be easier for you to grab key okay how to create the cost centers. But in a real time environment you don't have to perform this activity, but while implementing the system finance consultant has to perform those activities since we are performing it on a demo system. So and we want to see all the things in a practical manner, so that's why we have to perform or create this baseline. Okay, so hope you could be able to create this entire part in your system.
Yes, sir. By following the recording,
Yes.
I can manage to do this.
उसके बाद भी अगर कुछ दिक्कत आए तो लेट मी नो एंड कहाँ स्टक हो रहे हो एंड विल सॉर्ट इट आउट बाय दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम ओनली.
Sure, sir.